Welcome to Health and Harmony Beyond the Teeth, where we dive into all subjects that will help you become healthier and happier. As a dentist, I believe dentistry is more than just teeth, so I created this show to focus on overall health. We will hear from leading experts about eating better, exercising better, breathing better, and sleeping better. We want to help you create harmony in your life so you can live your life to the fullest. We want you to thrive. Hello, welcome to Health and Harmony Beyond the Teeth. I'm Dr. Hal Stewart, your host. Glad that you are with us. You know, the holidays are coming up. I love the holidays. I love after a hot summer here in Texas that we get into the fall, we get into Halloween's not really holiday, but it's kind of festive. Then we move into Thanksgiving and then into Christmas and then New Year's. Just a great time, and I absolutely love it. But I know it can be a very, very stressful time, and we're all so busy. It seems like during the holidays, it's just busy, busy, busy. There are a lot of social activities, a lot of parties, people go to. They tend to, during the holidays, I think we all are guilty of not eating quite right, not kind of neglecting our self-care. Maybe our schedules don't allow us to exercise as much. We get off of our routines. And then that also affects our sleep, which, we talk about a lot on my podcast. So today with me, I have Kay Sims. Kay is my personal trainer. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Good. Are you ready for the holidays?
Sure. Yeah, bring it on.
Kay is a partner and certified trainer at Outlaw Fitcamp by Jesse James. She has a master's degree in exercise physiology and multiple certifications in different areas of exercise and nutrition. So, Kay, I wanted to bring you on today to kind of help our guests prepare for the coming holiday season and some practical things that they can do, and maybe some things they shouldn't do, or maybe do in moderation. We're not sticking the muds here. We're not asking you to not participate in any of the fun, but there's a smart way to go about it. So why don't we start off with exercise? People get out of their routines. So how do you maintain an exercise program when you've got multiple activities to go to and parties and you're traveling and this, that, and the other?
Well, it can be very difficult. We already have busy schedules, and then now we're throwing in 5 parties every week and trying to make those things happen. I think sometimes looking at throughout the week is looking at your schedule. You may need to adjust when you work out. So look at it when you have your parties, when your kids' concerts and all kinds of things going on. Look at maybe doing it a different time of day. Maybe you need to do it before work or after work. Keep it, or maybe you just aren't able to get as much in. And if you need to go shorter, that's where what's called high intensity intervals, where you do quicker bursts. So you could do 15 to 20 minutes of a quick burst intensity cardio workout. Or like at our studio, we do 30-minute sessions so we can get our clients in and out. But also adding in physical activity as much as you can, whether if you're out shopping, parking your car in the farthest spots, taking the stairs and the elevator, or rather than the elevators during the day at work, or maybe it's you're wrapping Christmas presents. Do 5 laps up and down your stairs every time you're wrapping a gift. Figuring out ways to incorporate as much activity as you can. And it's really important for a lot of things because, first of all, if a lot of people's goals are weight, whether it's maintaining or losing weight, this holiday time, which we're going to go into the nutrition, and it plays into that. But the bigger thing that I tell my clients, it's so important to keep the exercise, figuring out something to make sure you keep it in your weeks during the holidays, is because it impacts your stress levels, and our bodies need that stress outlet. And even if it's a little bit of stress to make that workout happen, the good endorphins that you're going to release through it are going to pay off big time to help you manage everything that else is going on in their days. And I think we forget what is really, sometimes we lose sight of all the important things around us, and that we get obsessed with all those little things that have to be done, whether it's buying the perfect bow for a gift or doing certain things. And I think if we reprioritizing what needs to be done and making sure that exercise is one of those things that needs to be done during the holidays.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't agree more, because, we're all going to change our diet somewhat during the holidays. It's inevitable. So if you're, exercise being that much more important, that you're, at least if you're going to eat that extra cookie or have that one extra drink, you need to counter that by at least having some exercise. And 15 minutes is better than no minutes.
Absolutely.
Right? I think, I know I'm guilty of this, that if I can't, I think if I can't exercise for, at least do cardio for 30 minutes, why even do it? Well, you still gain from that, especially the high intensity. Give me an example. Give our guests just an example of something that you could do with a high intensity interval training.
Well, you could either, whether you're on a treadmill, jogging or walking, stationary bike, elliptical, or even out on a walk, it's where you go hard with it, whether you're running or sprinting. You're going to go hard for about, you could do it any of your voice, but say 30 seconds, and then you're going to let your body recover for a minute, and then go hard for 30 seconds, recover for a minute. So it's basically doing a hard portion of work and then giving yourself time to recover. And depending on your conditioning level, the sprints will be shorter or longer, and your recovery might take longer or shorter. It just depends on your body, but you should give your body enough time to let the heart rate come down quite a bit so that you can go hard again. But there's great benefits, so much research showing how much that's really going to help you. And you're actually better off doing 15 minutes of entire intensity versus like a 25-minute casual, like power walk. You're going to get more out of that shorter burst of intensity, and burning more calories, and you'll release more endorphins by doing that. I will say though, if your body is overly stressed and you haven't been getting any sleep, maybe a good power walk to just kind of let everything reset is going to be a better option. But there's a lot of great ways. Don't even if it's not if you can't get as much as what you normally could do, something is better than nothing. And be proud of that and be thankful for that. And rather than feeling guilty or feeling bad that you can't get as much in, you're at least making time for it, and you're making time for your health.
What is is there some benefits for, let's say you had Thanksgiving dinner or lunch, whatever, whenever you have it, and you've just stuffed yourself, and the tendency is want to go in, get on the couch and take a nap.
So watch the Cowboys game.
Watch the Cowboys game. Just taking a walk around the block. It doesn't even have to be a high intensity walk, but are there benefits in that? Just getting out and moving a little bit after you've eaten.
Big time. Important for digestion and allowing your body to break down that food. Otherwise, if you sit, it's just going to sit in your stomach, and your body you're going to feel worse because it's just sitting there and your body's not going to break it down. And also just getting that blood flowing, it's really good for blood sugar. So, that glucose uptake into the cells, getting the glucose into the cells and keeping it out of the bloodstream. And especially with all the junk that you're eating, most people are eating on the holiday. So just by doing a casual walk and is really good. Maybe a family walk after you get done. Even take a couple laps around the block. Even just that much can help. So
and also if you have a stationary bike or a treadmill at home, put a TV in front of it. So we're all going to be watching. My wife's going to be watching Hallmark movies.
Me too.
She drags me into those too. But we're all or sports or anything. So that's one thing that I've done. I love watching the Mavericks. I love watching the Cowboys. So maybe during the first quarter of the Cowboy game, I'll be on the treadmill. So I'm getting two things done at once. I'm multitasking, but I'm moving, and I'm also doing instead of just sitting there stationary.
And even if you don't have exercise equipment, marching in place,
jumping jacks.
It's a bunch of stuff
just
you can do.
Move, right? Just get moving. So let's talk about diet.
It's a biggie.
During the holidays. I mean, it's, I don't even have to go there. You all know what I'm talking about. There's just so much food. I know being in our dental practice, we have specialists that we refer to. They send us, I mean, it seems like every day, starting in about mid-November all the way through December. We get, goodie after goodie after goodie, and they're not always really healthy. No. So we're all tempted with that. Again, we're not saying don't eat any of it, but what are some good practical tips about dealing with all of those wonderful holiday dishes?
I think the number one thing is, if you really are going to be intentional, is have a plan. So if you see if you have some people, you have a social engagement every night during a week of the holidays. So pick out, kind of look at, okay, this is maybe a cocktail party. This one, they're going to have cookies. This one's a sit down dinner. And think about, okay, at the cocktail party, I'm going to allow myself one drink. At the party, I'm going to allow myself one cookie. Or pick the one you're going to want the most. Or, hey, split a couple of my favorites, couple bites of each thing.
Yeah.
So have a plan ahead of time. Also, don't show up to these parties really hungry. That's the other key.
That's a good idea.
I know we've talked about in the past doing a protein shake, or have like a yogurt, or have some protein before you go to that function. Mm-hmm. So then you're not ravenously hungry, and you can make better choices. And just keeping your portions smaller. Mm-hmm. And I call even treats in general occasional indulgences. So what's your indulgence going to be? Just keep it in check. Keep the portion small. Maybe share it. And if it's not good, don't eat it. How many people go, it really wasn't even good, but I ate the whole thing.
Right.
Pick what you love. And it feels really good when you come on the other side of getting into January, and you haven't put on all that weight, and you haven't put on several extra pounds. And all that extra sugar and carbs, it's going to make you feel lousy, and mm-hmm. it kind of all plays together. So that's going to impact your energy to want to exercise. If you're putting lots of processed carbs and sugars from alcohol and sweets, maybe heavy appetizers, you're going to have less energy to exercise. Your body's going to be more inflamed. You're going to feel lousy. Then that's going to probably cause you to want to eat more of the bad stuff, because you're looking for outlets. Right. You're not going to sleep as well. Right. You're more tired. Stress is going to be harder to handle, because you're already stressing your body with the food. So I think just maintaining basics of nutrition with drink enough water. Try to be intentional with water.
I was going to say, I read somewhere, and I've done this, not every time I go to a party, but if you're going to have a couple of glasses of wine, have a glass of water in between.
Yes.
And you generally won't, you on your second drink, or even with food, you had a couple of cookies, drink a glass of water. That fills room in your stomach and makes you not want to have as much.
And I think a great one, especially in the winter, hot tea, or iced tea, or something that's going to be basically nothing, not give you, be loaded with sugars, and it'll make you feel full, and not feel like you need as much of the other stuff, and help you kind of slow down and make better choices.
Yeah. And coming from a sleep expert, I always tell my patients, when we're talking about sleep hygiene, don't drink any alcohol for at least a couple of hours before you go to sleep. Otherwise, you're going to wake up in the middle of the night. That alcohol is going to be being metabolized by your liver, and it's just not a good feeling at all. Yeah. One drink, but if you've had a couple of drinks, try to stop. If your bedtime is 10 or 11, try to stop by 8 o'clock. That way, you can still go enjoy yourself, but you won't pay for it later.
Yeah.
Because sleep, like you said, is so important during the holidays. We're already eating a little bit less healthy than we normally do. Maybe getting less exercise. And the holidays can be stressful, and if your sleep is poor, it just really compounds.
Yeah,
and it can turn a real joyous time of the year into a very not so joyous time of the year.
And I think with all the categories is having a plan and prioritizing what really needs to be done, and not overstressing. Looking at what stresses you can eliminate and reduce. If this year, maybe you can find 2 ways that you can reduce your stress levels, whether it's keeping a gift exchange smaller, or maybe decorate a little bit less, or whatever maybe that those biggest stress points, how you can make those more manageable. That's going to give you more mental energy. That's going to give you more energy to pour into yourself and enjoy everything else that much more.
How about people that are traveling? They travel halfway across the country to visit relatives. They really don't have any control over the food they eat because they're at the mercy. What are some good traveling foods they can take with them that keep and that they could maybe snack on up in their room when they're at Grandma Fletcher's house and she's got all the wonderfully bad stuff down there cooking that maybe you could fill yourself on a little bit just so you don't eat as much of the bad stuff.
Absolutely. Nuts are great, keeping the portion small. So for a female, 2 to 3 tablespoons for a snack. For a guy, maybe 5 to 6 tablespoons, or quarter of a cup to maybe up to a third of a cup at most to fill them up. There's lots of great high protein bars that you could keep. I'd stay away from granola bars. That's just going to be a lot of carbs and sugars.
Yeah.
But stuff that's going to be higher in protein, maybe even pack with you like some protein powder to make a shake. Do a small portion of the heavy laden grandma's, 5 cheese cream of mushroom soup casserole. Have a few bites, have a small portion of that. But you're going to need other food, right? So having something as backup with you. When we travel, we're blessed that we have ability to have better foods, but I still pack some raw vegetables. You can pack, celery sticks, carrot sticks. They stay good overnight in a Ziploc bag. So you could have at least a day or two of stash of those in your room that are going to fill you up, give you some good fiber, good nutrients, and kind of help mitigate the other stuff. At breakfasts, eggs are great. So if you have friends, if wherever you're staying, at least maybe you could make a few straight eggs without lots of other stuff added to it. So like nuts, protein bars, protein shakes. I do like real food, but some of it's hard to travel with. Beef jerky, that'd be another, a higher protein. If you're able to, when you get to your destination, or if you're in a car, Greek yogurts are great, cottage cheese, stuff like that. String cheese is another good one. Yeah, great.
Well, great advice from an expert, Kay Sims, my trainer. Thank you for being with us, and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, it's good to see you again.
Thank you. You too.
This has been Health and Harmony Beyond the Teeth. I'm Dr. Hal Stewart. Happy holidays to everyone. And if you're seeing this after the holidays, sometime next year, or maybe in the middle of the summer, still really good practical advice. So thanks a lot, Kay, for being on today. You guys take care. We'll see you next time.